Good morning, students. Today I am going to start new chapter number 10, nutrition. Now, there are nutrition is very important for because it will provide all the essential nutrients and minerals for the proper growth and functioning of our body. So, what is nutrients? And what are nutrition? So nutrition means supply of essential organic and inorganic chemical compounds uh, like proteins, vitamins, salt to the body, carbohydrate, proteins, fats, and all such chemical compounds, proteins, carbohydrate, fat, vitamins, salts, minerals, all are called nutrients. And from where we get all these nutrients? We get all the nutrients from the food. The food we eat contains all these essential nutrients which helps in the proper growth and development of our body. So food definition is also given here. You can see food is any substance which we eat or drink and which contain the nutrients. So examples are milk, bread, egg, fish, apple, meat, whatever we are eating, the food we are taking, whether it is a plant product or animal product, it contains nutrients. Next definition is diet. So what is diet? Diet is the combination of food items which we eat in our meals. So usually we take breakfast, lunch, snacks item in between and dinner. So usually we take four times four types of diets. So diet is a combination of food items which we eat in our meal. So we take 4 times meal which have different portions of food. So we should always take a balanced diet because it contains all the essential nutrients. So definition is also given. A balanced diet is one which contains all the principal constituent of food like carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals in a proper quantity, in adequate quantity, and for it is different from different person. Now as I said, it is depends on different person particular functions. So here are 4 factors. You can see here, based on the age of a person, whether he or she is a child, young or old, based on their gender or sex of the individual, whether they are male or female, based on the lifestyle or nature of the work they do, farmer, sports person, etc., or banker, and based on the special needs in case of sick person or pregnant lady or nursing mothers. So the requirement of balanced diet is different in all the, or it depends on these 4 factors. Definition of meal and appetite is also given here. So what is meal? Meal is the food taken at one time to satisfy the appetite. To satisfy the appetite, we usually take meal. And what is appetite? Appetite means it is a desire to eat, and hunger is an uneasy sensation due to the lack of food. So so many terms are given here, so you should know all such terms. Now the most important question is why we take nutrient. What is the importance of these nutrition or nutrients? So it plays a very important role. As I said, it helps in the proper growth. So here 6 main purposes are given in your book. First one is growth. So it helps in the growth of the body. It helps in building up new protoplasm of the cell so that cell can grow. It helps in repairing the worn out tissue also and injured cells also. It gives proper energy to us for the proper functioning of our body. It maintains chemical composition of a cell as well, and it helps in the provision of a raw material for the formation of enzyme, hormones, milk, all the secretion or the secretions and all the formation of proteins and all. This there is a provision. And protection, vitamins and minerals are also called a protective food, so they protect us from different diseases and infection also. So here are 6 purposes. Now based on the classes of nutrients, there are 6 main categories. First one is carbohydrate, then fat, proteins, mineral salts, vitamins and water. So first main component of nutrients are carbohydrate. So carbohydrate are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and with hydrogen and oxygen they are present in the 2:1 ratio in the carbohydrate. They are oxidized in the cell during respiration and they release energy in the form of ATP. So carbohydrates examples are simple sugar, glucose, starch and cellulose. So here we can see 3. Now carbohydrates are the principal energy source. So it is the main source of energy that we are getting for doing different metabolic activities. So simple sugars, we all know that they are soluble in water and they their taste is sweet also. Now further class sugars or carbohydrates are further divided into 3 main categories: monosaccharides, here you can see disaccharides and polysaccharides. So 3 main categories. So first one is monosaccharide. Monosaccharide is also called as simple sugar because it has only one compound of sugar is present into it, or it is made up of only one simple compound. So the general formula is C6H12O6, and these need no digestion. So directly it is absorbed into our blood vessels, into the blood. It dissolves easily, so it do not need any digestive system or enzymes for the monosaccharides or the simple sugar. So 3 examples are given: glucose, fructose and galactose. Glucose, fructose and galactose are the examples of monosaccharides. So glucose, which is popularly known as grape sugar, and it is the common one, and it is the common sugar. So 1 mole of glucose releases 686 kilocalories of energy. So you can see here 1 mole of glucose releases 686 kilocalories of energy. You should remember, and you can underline. Then second simple sugar is fructose, which is commonly found in the plants. It is also called as fruit sugar. Third sugar is galactose. Third monosaccharide is galactose. So it is also important, and it is found in the milk. So lactose sugar is a galactose only. It is a simple sugar. It is found in the milk, galactose. So milk contains 2 type of sugar. First one is simple sugar, which is called galactose, and the another one is lactose. So you can see, but lactose is a disaccharide. Okay, so milk contains 2 types of sugars. Now disaccharides, di means double. So disaccharides are usually made up of two compounds of simple sugars. So 2 monosaccharides you can say. So its general formula is C12H22O11, and they are not simple sugar, they are double sugar. So they require digestion process to absorb. So through the digestion, during digestion process only, this disaccharides and the polysaccharides, they get digested, and enzyme act upon it and convert it into a simple sugar, so that our body or blood can absorb it and absorbed it easily. Now there are again 3 types of double sugars are there: sucrose, maltose and lactose. So sucrose is also called a commercial sugar. So what it is obtained from the sugar cane. So it is a sugar cane is the chief source of giving the sucrose sugar. So another source of sucrose is sugar beet. So sucrose is a double sugar. Underline this line: sucrose is a double sugar which is made up of 2 simple sugar. So when one molecule of, or when one compound of glucose combine with the fructose, when glucose combine with the fructose, it will produce sucrose. Same as maltose. Maltose is also called as malt sugar, and it is made up of when 2 glucose molecules combine together. So when 2 glucose molecules combine together, it will form maltose. Third disaccharides is lactose. So lactose is also called as milk sugar, and it is made up of when glucose combined with galactose. So when glucose combined with galactose, it will form lactose. Now starch. Starch is a complex carbohydrate, and you know monosaccharides and disaccharides are easily soluble. They are soluble, but starch is insoluble carbohydrate. So remember this point also, that starch is insoluble carbohydrate, and it is commonly present in and stored. Plants utilize the glucose during photosynthesis. After photosynthesis, they produce the glucose and they utilize it as a fuel, and after that they convert the glucose into the starch. So this starch is stored in the form of in the different plant part. So this starch, this is the complex carbohydrate, and it is present in the potato, grains also, that like rice, maize, wheat, barley, and bread in a higher quantity. So the formula of starch is, the chemical formula is, general chemical formula is C6H10O5 whole N. You can see, so here N is the number of any number. It can be any unit. So it can be a 10, it can be of 20, it can be of 30, it can be of 60, any number. So it is also called polysaccharide. So polysaccharide example is starch. So another two insoluble polysaccharides are cellulose and glycogen. So here you can see cellulose is found in the cell wall of a plant, and it is not used by our body, and it is remain undigested. It is not absorbed because you know we do not have the digestive enzyme for the cellulose. So it contains a high amount of roughage. So it contributes in providing the roughage for proper functioning of the gut. And glycogen, next is glycogen. The glycogen is also a complex polysaccharide, complex carbohydrate, and it is stored in the liver and muscles also. So animals stored their carbohydrate content in the form of glycogen in the liver and the muscle, whereas plant stored it as a starch. Now what is roughage? So roughage, you can see, it is a non-digestible cellulose. It cannot digestible. It cannot digest by any enzyme. So the cells of, we know the cell of plant cell contain the cell wall, which is made up of cellulose. So when we will eat fruit or any plant product, it is directly it goes into in our body. So but we do not have, as I said, we do not have the cellulose digestive enzyme, so it remain in the form of cellulose only, but it act as a roughage. So the what this is the undigested cellulose, because it has fiber, lots of fiber. So this fiber helps in so that we can get rid of our excretory substance, and it prevent us from constipation also. So it act as a roughage. So few roles are given of roughage, three roles. First one is, it is as I said that it is highly fibrous, so it absorbs a lot of water and retain it. So it helps the fecal method to make it soft, and it prevents the constipation, so that all the waste material, our body can get rid of the waste material easily. Second is the movement of undigested food from the intestine. So the undigested food which is present in the large intestine can easily move from our body. So it will provides the easy movement. Next is, it is stimulate the muscle contraction of the intestinal wall, so that the fecal matter can easily move. So second and third is helps in the stimulating and the movement of the undigested food. So somewhat similar. Now what are the sources of roughages? So all fruits and the vegetables, like fruits, vegetable, corn, half crust wheat like dalia, they are the chief source of roughages. And cabbage also. So cabbage also provides a lot of roughage. Now second nutrient is fat. So you should know that fat and carbohydrate both are called energy giving food. Both are called energy giving food that you know from the lower classes. So fats are composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So the oxygen content in this nutrition, but the oxygen content in the fat is less uh, uh, than the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate has more oxygen content than fat, but fat gives more energy, and instant energy we will get from the fats than the carbohydrate. So the energy is it will release 9.1 mole. You can see 1 mole of fat releases 9.45 kilocalories of energy, whereas 1 mole of glucose releases 686 kilocalories. So the calories 900 around. Now common food which rich in fats are butter, ghee, oil, vegetable oil, cheese, beef, fish liver oils. All are contain a high amount of fats. Fats and oils, they are made up of fatty acids and glycerol. So the fats and oils are composed of fatty acid and glycerol. Now what is the function of fat? First one is fat provides energy. So it gives more energy than the carbohydrate. Second is it is the important storage form of food. So you know, in our body, when I have explained you the tissue chapter, from the tissue chapter, you know, we have adipose tissue. Animals have the adipose tissue, and in the adipose tissue all fats get stored. So it act as a all the fats act as a stored they stored in the adipose tissue, and whenever we need energy, so that fat can easily burn, and we will get the energy. It serve as a solvent also. So few fat are they absorb the vitamins also, so it act as a solvent, so that fat proteins can be solubilized inside the fat. Now it act as an insulation also. So fat under the layer, it protects our body from the rapid loss of heat. So during winter season we will keep it will fat layer in the present in our body under the beneath of the skin. It protects our body from the uh, cold coldness. So today I have explained you the few terms related to the nutrients you can see here, and what is the need of nutrition, what is the and carbohydrate and fats. So in the next part I will explain you about the proteins. So in a homework, please read the chapter. Thank you and have a nice day. God bless you all.